Welcome to the Humankinder podcast. My name is Cian McEnroe, and it is so good to have you here. This is the podcast where we explore what is possible for this human experience. So here's a snippet of what you can expect.
Then it really hit me. I was like, wow, I actually don't know if it's any point living anymore. Actually, what's the point of this? Like, I'm 19 years old. At this stage, I was like, I might never have a child, I might never have a relationship. And then the next thought became, oh, when am I gonna leave? I was like, I might actually just go out of this experience. I remember one morning I was like, I'm just gonna do that today.
We sold the company for a lot of money. I had an Aston Martin DB9 in the drive. I had a big boat in Spain and a big house. But I also had a cocaine addiction, alcohol addiction, and my life literally fell apart. I have everything, literally everything, that society tells you you should have in order to lead a fulfilling and rewarding and wonderful life. But I didn't even want to be in life.
I had ticked off all the boxes on the manual that we're given. And I'm sitting there in my house and I'm like, oh no, the feeling didn't go away, Cian. The feeling was still there. But I was sitting there feeling like there has to be more. There has to be more than this.
You will go out in search. You will pick a goal. You will aim at it. You will strive towards it. And you will reach it. You'll feel a fleeting sense of happiness because in that brief moment you are desireless. And then on to the next thing. We explore all of these different paths in our lives, trying to find it at the end of the path, only to come up empty-handed.
You see chaos in relationships where people are fighting the ones they love the most. It's like nuts, but that's what happens because we fall back on more primitive patterns in ourselves and we do these things to each other.
No matter how low you go, there is a way out. I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams now because I was forced. My feet were held to the fire by the suffering. So there's the suffering. Stop running from it. Accept that it's there. Fully accept that it's there. That full acceptance gives me this incredible clarity. I can see it for what it is.
I think we have to learn how to allow ourselves to feel the pain of it, right? It's like we're reclaiming all of these pieces of ourselves that are fragmented off from these traumatic experiences.
And then all of a sudden I remember walking by my bed and I fell onto my bed. I went back onto my bed and I just had an experience. It was like I just see a vision of my mother. She put her hand out and she brings me into her childhood. And she starts to show me what's happening to her as a child.
Suffering is the fact of living. And so what we were taught in a monastery is that willfully dropping into suffering, willfully dropping into pain, there's something transformative or transforming about that.
This is not about trying to feel better. This is about getting better at feeling.
If you have pain, just know this. There's an exact opposite, which means there's an exact medicine to it, which means there's an exact purpose to the pain. You're here to turn your struggle into art. You're here to turn your challenges into art. That's the journey.
Leadership is really all about recognizing that something is not right with me, not with others, with me. What am I going to do about that?
Like freedom starts now. It starts now and it starts today. Like I look at myself in my own life. I would often go to myself and go, if I had millions of euro in my bank account, I was financially completely free and I was that character that you're meant to be, that society says you're meant to be, how would I live my life? I'd probably walk a little slower. I'd probably be a bit more mindful. I'd imagine I'd have more time for people. I'd be more generous. Well, fucking be it today.
We cannot not create. We're creating in every single moment. And how we're creating is by what we're thinking. Oh, there's a lot of creation going on there. We're creating through our speech. and we're creating through our actions and behaviors. We all have intuition. It's not reserved for a select few. We all have deep intuition. So it's like, trust that inner voice.
If we live our lives completely dependent on what the world is telling us about ourselves, I think we miss out about the real authenticity, because each one of us ultimately have to look in the mirror with ourselves every day. How can I, amongst this external stimuli, how can I still remain content and calm, like the depth of the sea, rather than being this dancing monkey that's just reacting to what the world tells him we should feel?
But we go out in search, not realizing that that thing is what we are. What you're searching for is already here, and you already are home.
I was walking on the beach, then I remember my knees just collapsed, and then I just like hit my head onto the sand. I just like see my body 3 meters above, like 4 meters above, and then all of a sudden, nothing. It was like blank silence, like nothingness. And then all of a sudden, there was this spark of light. It was almost like a little spark of light, and then just the light just kind of just expanded, and all of a sudden, form was created.
Because really what's happening is you're experiencing experience, and that's transcendent. We are all already the pure white light of being and of consciousness, but flipping heck, doesn't that seem boring? The mistake is thinking you need to do something to bring it into your life. It's already there. It's the getting rid of the stuff that's blocking your way, getting rid of the clouds.
I think people want to love themselves, but they don't know how to love themselves. And the bit they need to love is the bit about themselves they dislike the most.
For anyone who is going through any kind of pain, any kind of personal challenge, any kind of suffering, something that they're dealing with at the moment that is just causing so much agony, and as counter as this may sound, I want them to know that it's okay.
You're something greater. Because you can observe thoughts, who is the one that tells the story? Who's that? Who is the one that creates the story? Recognize that. And if you're the one that creates the story, who is the one that can let it go?
The soul is the golden light being that's inside everyone, not just human beings, animals, plants, inanimate objects. The soul is the essence, the blueprint of that thing, and it's eternal, as opposed to our physical body that we have for this one lifetime.
Nothing in your life changes except for your understanding of who you are. But that simple understanding has a profound impact on how you move through your life. It is a catalyst that just sets a spark that will never, ever, ever be extinguished anymore. When the fears have fallen away because you understand yourself so deeply, all that's left is to share your gift fearlessly with the world.
Sometimes what we just need is someone who's like, trust me, I've done it. I've jumped off a similar cliff. You don't die. And actually the hand of God comes and catches you, and it's going to be more miraculous than you could ever imagine.
And that's my wish in a simple way. Like, my wish is, I wish for you to experience the dream. More people to experience what it's like to be in alignment, because it's so different. Life is so different on alignment. It's so much lighter, so much more effortless. It's like things just really do flow.
The purpose of our life is to serve others, to help others become happier and healthier and more empowered and more full of light and love.
The ultimate truth within it for me is to find more joy, find more peace, find more self-acceptance, and have as much of a laugh as long away as I can.
Experiencing who you are ultimately is the greatest experience you'll ever have in this human incarnation.
This is the peace that passeth all understanding. And it's always there. Always.
My hopes and dreams for this podcast is that first and foremost, it's a place that we can all together explore what's possible for this human experience. Just how good can it get? How good could it be? And that this becomes a medium for my own awakening, my own learning, and for yours too. And may you have the grace to be able to see the challenges in your life as opportunities for you to become more and more free, and recognize that this life is not happening to you, it's happening for you, and that all of us have this opportunity to grow and expand and to be the best version of ourselves. And what this podcast is here to show is that there's so much to that rich journey and to that rich universe that really is an antidote to a lot of the nihilism and the meaninglessness that we see in the society around us. And if we are going to make a beautiful society, and if we are going to create a world that your children would actually want to live in, then this expansion in consciousness and this dreaming in of a new world is exactly how it's going to happen. So thank you for joining me and my small contribution to that. And I hope to see you in many more episodes.